So Addie says, so the dead guy doing real journalism, not just going after the guy. Not that Baldy weirdo should not go to jail forever. I'm just curious. He was doing real journalism. He was really like he had been doing his job for a while. They just said he was an elder, right? Which I think is over 60. Good Lord, I'm 7 years from being an elder. But yeah, he was reporting on it. And, because it was garnering so much attention, of course, he's going to do another story and another story, right? Because there's public interest wherever there's clicks and views and eyes. And so he wasn't after him, he was reporting the facts. And he listened to all of the employees who are these ladies in red back here and the one who's leaned over is the one who took Robert's job. Oh my God, thank God, because that was scary for 2.5 days. Like, imagine his family members and loved ones waiting on pins and needles. Like, are they gonna miss trial? Um, so what Robert said was that Compass Realty, who's this other entity. So part of his job, they had to settle real estate. Like if someone died, what happened to their real estate? Is it going to get sold? Is finding the family members? Just I don't know all the intricacies of that. Kathy over on or Lucinda over on Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo has detailed it all out. Like she knows. So if you guys want a better explanation, head on over there. But after this live, so he's dealing with real estate companies. One real estate company in particular, Compass, he says has. Oh wait, let me make myself bigger. Has a beef with him. He doesn't exactly specify why, but his assertion was that because they had a beef with him, they set him up for this murder, meaning they hired a professional hitman to kill the journalist and then made it look like Robert was involved. And this professional hitman had on a hat similar to this one over here and a it was meant to be like a landscaping outfit because obviously it's hella hot in Vegas. But they had on this like orange vest that like the kids traffic guards wear. And they drove a car that Tellus's wife drove. But Tellus was like, "Oh, my rims look different." And then I might do a reaction on the prosecution crossing because that it was vicious. It was vicious. So they basically dismantled it, and the prosecution was like, "So if this professional assassin, why did he go back? If he wore the shoes that happened to be found in your house later and the hat that happened to be cut up in your house later, why did he originally park the car that looks exactly like your wife's car away from the scene and then come back to the scene with the car, perhaps looking for the murder weapon? Because they never found the murder weapon. So that's what they're, inferring is like he left it at the scene, realized he left it, and went back to get it. How did the professional assassin plant your DNA under the victim's fingernails? Like the whole story really didn't make sense. But the last day in closing arguments, defense zoomed in on the guy in the SUV and said, "This can't be Mr. Tellus because Tejas, he was Tellus before when he was running. Now at the trial, he's Tejas. I'm not trying to insult him. Like he's a human. I get it. Mr. Tejas is bald, like alarmingly bald, not even like a little comb over action, right? And this person has a full head of hair. So my thing is maybe like some lone holdout in the jury room was like, "Oh, wait, are we sure that's him?" Despite all this other evidence. Oh, and the limp, like I said, he has a hitch in his get along. So the person who was the assassin also I'm saying assassin like he said, the murderer, wait, had that. It's funny because the prosecutor kept saying to Tejas, so in your assassin did blah blah blah, then Tejas was like, "My assassin? Yeah, boo, because you're the only one who thinks there was an assassin." But yeah, so the guy was really reporting and he was getting ready to do another story. But because he was on his way out, like why would Compass need to frame him? Why wouldn't they just kill him? Oh, I'm not supposed to say that on the YouTube. Why wouldn't they just unalive him instead of involving like what would they gain by involving the reporter to frame him? So now Compass is going to benefit because you're in jail. Wouldn't they also get the same benefit if you unalived yourself? And then he was saying like everybody was setting him up and they airdrop photos to his phone and I mean, it was a bunch of foolishness. They planted the shoe, the cut up shoe in his house and the cut up hat in his house because he wasn't present when the police came in and the police are out to get him. Never mind that the police saved him from unaliving himself. Uh, like if they're out to get you, why didn't they just let you, they could stand outside while you do whatever it is you're going to do? It just didn't make sense to me. But clearly, some juries were. Oh, I know, he does. Yes, she did. You are absolutely right. Wait, where was this? This is what I wanted. Bama. This guy gives me the chills. He looks evil in my but he does. And then let me see if I can I'm gonna switch it out really fast. There's like this mug shot where he looks like a unaliver. Robert Tejas. I think it was his mug shot. Oh, make it bigger. Let's see if I can get it to give me 1 second, guys. Come on. Okay. Share this one instead. Can you guys see that? So this is his mugshot. Uh-oh, you can't see it because I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on. There we go. Doesn't he look like, oh my God. So this, and I'll go back. We'll walk through the story. This is him being taken into custody. So like he was in there threatening to unalive himself. Um, Kevin Cannon was the only photographer that capture his dramatic arrest. Tellis had made some 405 comments, a code Las Vegas police used to indicate comments associated with self-harm, right? That's his house. They've got it taped off. This is him with Jeff German. This is the person that he unalived. But he had invited him in. Robert had invited German into his office to talk about like how great he was and how well things are going. And as part of this interview, they captured footage of Tejas walking around in the office, probably something that he wanted, like that Robert wanted. Um, but in closing, the prosecution played him walking on the street, or the assassin walking on the street, and Tejas walking in the office, and that's that same little limp. Here's the hat that was cut up that was found in his garage in a bag. This bag that looked like what the assassin was wearing. The shoes, you see he cut these up here, and they were found like under a couchy like, it's one of those sectionals, but part of the sectional has a recliner section. This is him returning home after questioning. They took all his clothes, searched his home, his cars, and they took a DNA sample. This is him outside washing the SUV in the driveway. He claims that he washed all the cars that day. This is the SUV Yukon Denali with the assassin in it. The one that also had a car that looked like his wife's for the complete setup. Um, yeah, so this isn't moving, but here he is walking in the office. You can kind of see it here because his hips are swinging this way and this leg is coming out this way. It's like a weird, it's not like a normal limp like if you stubbed your toe. I don't know. Back in the day, we might have called it a pimp walk when I was little, but not as smooth. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not saying pimps were smooth, but it's like it's not like a limp limp. So here he is in this landscape outfit. But this was easy to track on all the neighborhood video footage because it's bright orange. This is another one. He was getting arrested for domestic violence, and he was basically, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?" Um, he just looks suspicious. But you see here, his wrinkles are not as much. I mean, listen, I get Botox, no shade. And even here, they're not as pronounced as what we saw in court today, right? So he's been in jail for, I believe, a year. So his Botox is worn off. Um, and it just makes it, his head is really big and it makes it look larger when he does that because you realize his forehead is tiny. Am I being mean? I'm just saying. It just is like, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Yeah. He just looks creepy.